Well, good win for our guys. I thought they really were ready to go. You know, when you have a big win like UCLA, everybody's telling them how great they are. Then you got another big game versus St. John's. I thought the mental approach was terrific to handle their business versus a team in Corpus Christi who played really well at Purdue, blew their last opponent out. Obviously, so many fouls, which was very, very challenging. But did a lot of good things. Donovan obviously passed the ball great. Kade was very good off the bench, and so was Atiki. Did a really good job. I loved their approach today. I thought they played really hard.
Two questions related to Nelly. One is he hadn't gotten foul trouble yet this year. Is that something that you thought maybe he had improved or wouldn't give him foul trouble like he did tonight at all this season, or was tonight something that you knew would come a couple times this year?
I don't think. I mean, I worry about a lot of things, but I don't know if I anticipate guys getting in foul trouble or not. But you know, big guys are going to get in foul trouble, especially when we're really, really aggressive. And that's why I told Atiki, he was frustrated. He only plays 4 minutes and 7 minutes. I said, I'm just telling you, like Nelly's playing great, but the games are going to get choppier. So he's been good, but you know, he's a little aggressive at times, and they made him pay.
And then without him scoring until the 6:42 mark of the second half, didn't even have a field goal attempt. I don't know how much of that was just his foul trouble, or was he not getting the ball down low? He did play, I think, 10 minutes to that point and hadn't even taken a shot. Was that a failure to get him the ball?
Yeah, I mean, probably, but I think a lot of it was foul trouble. Certainly, we got to find him as much as we can, but I would attribute the lack of touches to just a really choppy game for him.
Kade did not look like a true freshman tonight. Let's talk about his performance.
Yeah, he came in. Donnie was really good, and then he was starting to get tired. He's still kind of battling the knee thing a little bit. Slid Kade to the 2 a little bit, which he's got to continue to look at. You know, I mean, if I play him and Donovan together. But, yeah, made some timely shots. To come 18 points in 14:55 is really good. But we've tried to be really picky with and selective with our freshmen that we bring in, and we've really liked them all so far. And I think Kade and Jovan are going to be really good players.
I know Donnie talked a lot about working on his three-point shot in the offseason. Made his first 3 of the season tonight. But when he drives and he dishes the way he does, do you even really want him to take that shot? You
know, I mean, if you're open, you got to shoot it. There was one, I think it was last game, we had a shot clock violation. He needed to shoot it. So he's not going to be a high-volume guy by any means, but he can certainly hit a shot. And, you know, the progression for his next level, he's got to be able to knock that down. So love to see him confidently do that.
This early in the season, I mean, so many lessons being learned on a nightly basis, and a night like tonight when so many fouls are happening, how much of a teaching moment can this be moving forward for you guys?
I think a lot of people can learn on that court.
Look at me, right? Yeah. Yes, you guys all saw it.
Coach, True Washington struggled a little bit shooting against UCLA. Tonight, a much better performance, 15 points and 2 steals. Talk about the impact he had tonight.
Yeah, you know, I have high hopes for True. He got a little taste of it last year. He plays very, very hard. He is aggressive. He's good at getting to the foul line. He's a guy who will get some rebounds for you, mix it up. So I just, you know, he's similar in a lot of ways to a Jalen House, where he's so aggressive and he's all over the place. But, yeah, he can really kind of speed up the game in a good way, especially with his steals and his effort.
Coach, talk about the defense. This is a team that subbed 13 guys in. They were in and out. They subbed a ton in the first half and the second half. Talk about how satisfied you were with your matchups and playing defense. Yeah,
I mean, our on-ball defense was not great, and they were spreading us out and just driving us. And I think we were a little shell-shocked with all the fouls, so maybe that affected our ability to guard the ball naturally. We did talk about if they're going to keep driving us like this, we've got to have a presence at the rim, and I thought Atiki was terrific with 5 blocks.
You took a timeout early in the second half. It seemed like the transition defense let up a little bit, but it got better in the second half. Did you think that improved?
Yeah, obviously we didn't come out in the second half ready to go. They were 4 for 4, and then I think I called a timeout. So you know, you gotta realize with all of these teams, especially with the portal, and I mean Nichols and Corpus Christi, those are teams that think they can win their league. So they're good teams, and we were I think we were mentally ready to go. We just needed to be better the second half coming out of the locker room.
Phillip was a guy again who I thought he played really well at UCLA or in the UCLA game, and tonight 0 for 5. Just kind of his 2 home games have looked passive, like he's not really asserting himself. Do you think he's asserting himself, or is he a guy that if it's not there, he's just not going to take it?
Well, he needs to. He's not real comfortable being pressured. He needs to be able to drive the basketball. He kind of stops at times when he can finish at the rim to pivot a little bit, and I think he's a little bit nervous playing in front of so many fans. 11,000 people. So he'll get better as the year goes on for sure. He wasn't great tonight by any means, but he works his butt off, and I know he'll bounce back.
And then 31 points off of 22 turnovers. The points off turnovers is something you guys really fed on when you made your runs last year. When you guys were playing to your best, it was points off turnovers were a big part of it. Is that something this team can feed off of and count on a nightly basis?
I hope so, yeah. I mean, want to be aggressive. 15 steals is great. Presence at the rim with 9 blocks is great. We were more certainly fundamentally sound versus UCLA, but turned them over 22 times, which was terrific.
All right, we've gotten through the first 3 games, and now we can start talking about St. John's a little bit. First of all, what's the communication like between you and the other guy for the rest of the week? Is there any?
No, it's not fun for you guys, but I played the game. One, thought it'd be a quality opponent. He had come here. We did not return it because he took another job. So I thought that was right. But I thought it was an opportunity early in the season to go get a big time, opportunity to go see if we can get a win. And we know it's going to be really, really hard. I did it because the fans are fired up about it. We've been told, there's hundreds that are going to travel all the way across the country. And I want my players to experience Madison Square Garden. It has like zero to do with who the other coach is. But it's more about the experience. And I think our players, I think our fans are really excited about it. And from a basketball perspective, you beat a team like that's most likely, and I don't want to talk quads or all year, but that's probably a quad 1 type win, but going to be super challenging.
Well, just talk about that, the experience of taking a bunch of younger guys from Las Vegas one night to New York City 8 days later.
Yeah, and, I think we want this program to get the exposure that it deserves. We're going to play on national TV. We're going to play in Madison Square Garden. It's evolved certainly into more and more like pro sports, but there is still a student-athlete experience that I think these guys will remember for the rest of their life. So we'll take tomorrow off, and then we'll prepare for St. John's. But, this is, I think, my 4th time playing them. It's boring to say, but it doesn't even factor. Maybe he'll buy me dinner. That's the only thing I'm really concerned about with him. But other than that, I'm not too worried about, just like with Mick, who I'm close with, or my dad. A lot of respect for him. But this is for our program and our fans to be a part of something special.
All right, Kade Dotson played 15 minutes with 6 of 7 shooting, had 18 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, and he hit the last free throw, which got us a 100-burger up on the scoreboard. We'll start with Geoff. Questions for Kade.
All right, it's been a 3-0 start. Obviously, UCLA was the big one. Tonight, this is another team that led the nation or right up there in steals. You've been kind of thrown at it real early against some high-pressure teams, including UTEP. How do you think you've handled the high-pressure, D1 high-pressure defense?
Yeah, we played UTEP and a couple other games that got us ready for pressure like this. So, it just got us ready. And when we get to these type of games, me and Donnie ready to take the ball down the court and keep us in control.
Nelly's a guy that was just dominant last week. He's been big in practice all offseason, I know. But he was a non-factor tonight, really. He was 6'41", I guess, when he got his first basket, something like that. Was there any worry in your guys' mind that, without Nelly doing what he did last week, that you guys were going to be able to close out?
Nah, Nelly a team player. He know that tonight maybe not have been his night. He was in a little foul trouble, but he trusted us, and, we got the job done. He was just in foul trouble. It was just unfortunate for him.
Kade, it's got to be tough for a true freshman to come in here and play the way you have, but it seems like your learning curve has been pretty steep the last couple of games. You're settling in. Do you feel more confidence in the last couple of games?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I practice against Donovan Dan, one of the best point guards in the country, every day. So it just gets me better. I watch him, see the things he do. So when I get in the game, I'm ready.
What's it like to learn from him? Is he a tough teacher on you, or is he pretty supportive? What's he like?
He's super supportive. I wouldn't say he's really tough, but I just study him a lot. I see that while I'm guarding him, I see the passes he make, see the shots he take, and you know, if I miss a pass, he'll come down, put me to the side, and tell me what I missed. So he's a great leader.
Kade, Lobo fans would see your highlight tapes from high school and everything. I think there's that pullback, step back three that you hit that probably reminded some Lobo fans of that tape. Did that really get your confidence going and being like, yeah, I can do it at this level?
I mean, it's just kind of natural. That's just how I play. The coaches told me before the game to be a scorer, and that's what I did today. It just felt natural, and I was just playing with freedom.
Kade, 54 fouls in the game today total. How difficult is it to get into a rhythm with that?
It's difficult, but at the end of the day, it's just basketball. So, you know, you can't control the refs. You just go out there and play.
And then in the second half, we saw some two-guard lineups with you and Donnie. Talk about what it was like to play with him on the floor.
I love it because when I'm at the one, I got the ball in my hands. But when he's at the one and I'm at the two, I know I can spot up and be ready to shoot because I know you're going to give me the ball.
Obviously, a big one coming up this week. I'm curious, you're new here, so how much looking ahead to games like UCLA did you guys do before you got to UCLA? How much looking ahead to St. John's have you guys done before tonight?
I mean, we know they're a good team, but we try to focus on the game that we're at, and that's the next game, so that's what we're going to be focused on come tomorrow.
And then tonight, they didn't really cut the lead down. You know, it was all just double digits, almost single digits in the second half. Got it to 9. It didn't look like the game was out of hand, but did you feel like you guys got a little sloppy in the second half when they were able to cut it to single digits a couple times?
Yeah, we got a little lax, but we knew we had them. You know, we just got to take care of the ball. We do the little things and take care of the ball. We'll be fine and keep the ball in front.